Cool. What's going on? It's the Coastal Critiques panel. We are back again to discuss The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's Season 6, Episode 15, Opas and Outbursts. Let's get into it.
Let's go. Let's get it.
We are here. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought you were muted. I was about to say, oh, well, no. Why didn't I hit it with an applause? Because Happy New Year, y'all. It's a new year. We haven't seen y'all since last year. That's a big deal. We all made it through to see another year full of happiness and health and all the things. I'm so glad to be here in another year, recapping and reviewing with my good sis. For all of you guys, I'm just so in a good mood right now. I really am. I'll be in a better mood when I put my phone on Do Not Disturb too.
It don't matter. Mine is on Do Not Disturb, and it's probably gonna ding, because that's just what the phones do. They just ding.
A lot of Happy New Year's coming in, which is much and more than appreciated, y'all. I hope everybody had a safe, happy time bringing in the new year last night. Happy New Year's Day, all the things. This is crazy. Like, we are here again in 2026. When did we I need to look back. When did we first start? Was that 23? I know it wasn't 24. Wow, we have.
I think it was 23.
I'm looking back at our playlist right now. Wow, this is our 75th show. Just
what?
I'm sure. Obviously, it's more with the other things.
Of course. Yeah.
But wow, that's crazy. Yeah, 2023.
We would both be monetized if we were able to share the content or do what we're able to do now when we first started. Because even with shout out to House of Princess, when I started and we were doing Love and Marriage Huntsville, from that point till now, and we started that in 2020 or 2021. It was, matter of fact, the first show I had COVID, and I missed my granddaughter's birthday party.
Oh my God.
It was on their birthday party was July 25th. So July 25th on a Saturday, whatever, if it was 2020 or 2021, whichever year it was. But when I look back, I'm like, dang, I could have been monetized. But it's not even about that. I just been having a good time. And we said that in our chat of our friends and our YouTube family, how we are so blessed to be with, just know each other and continuing to show up for one another and support each other is so bomb to us. So, I don't know where I would be without my sister Barb and my sister Nola, my sister House of Princess, my brother Deb, and all the wonderful people that came in with that, because there's a lot, it extends on and on and on. Feisty, ranting. The list goes on and on and on. But I'm just saying, I'm so thankful and grateful. Even to Happy New Year, Kev. Even to Kevin.
Happy New Year, Ray. Just Happy New Year to everybody who's watching in the bushes. I echo all of my sister's sentiments. It's been a very interesting journey. There's been, so many, of course, highs. There's been, a couple lows, but we don't even talk about that. We don't even reflect on that. That's not what today is about. But all in all, I'm glad to still be doing this up here, giving you guys all the content. I can't wait to see where this year takes us in terms of all things reality TV, documentaries, media, entertainment, pop culture, you name it, y'all. Please drop down in the comments and tell us all the things you would like for us to talk about this year. I know we both want to roll out with some new types of content and stuff. So definitely don't hesitate to give us your feedback. We always appreciate it. And yes, hopefully there'll be some more collaborations and different things. Again, like my sister said, we have so many different individuals that are a part of our support system here on YouTube, in real life, and, you know, all things in between. So hopefully we can, you know, rotate some different faces on in here with us, and just, you know, we're here to always have a good time. So again, Happy New Year to everybody. But one thing that didn't change last year to this year is the fact that you guys need to hit the like button on both of our channels, because we are streaming from both of our channels. Again, drop down the comment section. Shout out to the replay gang. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. Share us. Hit the notification bell. Do all the things, y'all. Do all the things that help this whole production go forth week after week. Actually, I shouldn't say week after week, because we're down to the last, like, we're down to the finale plus
finale.
Wow, it's been a very interesting season. With that being said, how did you feel about this episode? We had a week off. Now we're back. How do you feel?
I wish they would have took the extra week off.
Yeah. As much as I missed you and talking about this up here or whatever, I was y'all, not to negate everything we just said, y'all, but at the same time, breaks are appreciated, because it could be a lot, obviously, covering so many shows and having to watch it multiple times and do all the things and whatnot. So a break is always appreciated, especially this time of year where, you know, we have so many different things going on with family and all the functions and all that type of stuff. I was cool with the 1 to 2 week breaks. I'm not even gonna lie. But continue. Sorry.
No, it's good. So, but with that being said, we didn't get the 2 weeks off like in school. So pleasantly surprised when you called me and told me, because I wasn't looking for it to be on. I enjoyed it, maybe because I sat so close to the TV. I feel like I was like up close and personal. I don't know. I sat in front of my bed. Because my bed is kind of high, so I sat in front of my bed and I was literally in front of the TV, and I was taking in so much, especially when it came to Mary and their scene talking about Meredith. That scene was like really it touched me a lot, and then just different things that we always say. We always find out a little bit more. It's always something a little bit more interesting. Somebody always trying to fumble something. They almost all tell on themselves at some point. So yeah, it's, you know, it's the gift that keeps on giving. I'm kind of sad to see that we're approaching the grand finale, you know, because I enjoy recapping and reviewing it. But yeah, I just hope they're gonna get some resolve in the reunion, because I'm looking really forward to see what comes up and what stays on the cutting. You know, don't stay on the cutting floor. I hope it's no holds bar and we get a lot of resolve, because there's some things that people need to be talked about and take accountability for. So I hope we get a lot of that stuff.
Yeah. If I'm being so honest, this episode to me more so kind of, I don't want to say I feel the complete opposite, but I feel like this episode just only further highlighted everybody's hypocrisy. I think pretty much everybody at this point in time is a hypocrite, and it showed a lot in this episode and at this point in the season. I'm cool. I'm cool with it coming to a close, I think. And that's not because I hate this season, y'all. Don't get me wrong at all. It's because I love this franchise so much that I feel like we're finally at the part, and not to get too ahead of myself, I do feel like there's, in some cases, nothing more really to talk about too much, nothing more that we could bring up that's going to give us the proper conclusion enough. So, it's kind of like, just in real life, when they say, always leave before you're asked to leave, or, always know when to exit and stuff like that. That's kind of where I feel like we're at in the season, because I don't want to move to a point where I dislike it and where, I don't have the same good feelings towards it, because I do feel like certain things are being dragged and certain things are, again, just showing people's hypocrisy. So let's end on a high note. Okay. And just to hit y'all's comments real quick, hey, Happy New Year to you too. Looking forward to your reviews this upcoming year. More importantly, glad to have made this first live for 2026. Yes, Kev, you are one of our biggest supporters on here. We appreciate you so much. Always glad to get into it, like we always do. Andre, Shannon, this was a disappointing episode. Meredith Marks do not like conflict. She has been that way since Real Housewives of Salt Lake City season 1, episode 1. We're gonna talk about it. And yes, Happy New Year 2026 from Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, from Hawaii to Atlanta, Georgia. Glad you could make it in here. And we got top star Micah. Wait, is that a new name?
That's my son. Yes, and that was a. I feel like that's not a new name, but maybe that's what it is on his usage.
See, I
feel like I've seen that before, but then when it popped up here, I said top star.
I was like,
went back.
Maybe. Kev said at California QD, I DVR'd the Tournament of Roses parade. Personally, I like it much better in person. I would have been pissed to have gone this year. It was raining. Saw everyone in ponchos. Ponchos, rain. Oh no.
I didn't even watch it, but I did wake up to my son telling him, I said, dang, did football come on today? No. The Tournament of Roses parade is on, and
is that the Rose Bowl?
Huh?
That's not the Rose Bowl, is it?
No, the football is, but that's college, and that is the Rose Bowl that they do play at the Rose Bowl. But no, the Rose,
I don't know.
The Roses parade is in Pasadena, where the Rose Bowl is. So you're yes and no at the same time.
I've only ever been, I don't sports and no. But yeah, I only know that because I went to their monthly flea market or whatever that they have there. That's like huge. I'm very upset I didn't get to go again. Since I lived there. No, I only found out about it once and was able to catch it like one time, and I didn't even get to cover like half the place.
That's a big, huge parking lot. So yeah,
it was
big, huge place. So yeah, to your point, yeah. And here's the thing, Kevin, don't shoot the messenger. All I'm saying is I've never been to the Roses Parade because it always was early, and in my family, the Hollywood Christmas Parade was our tradition. So we did that, and it's not the early mornings, sleep over night, stay at the curb.
Oh God.
Yeah, people do that. So they can have a good spot in the morning. That's why the rain is like kind of weird to do it. It's just weird. And I've always wanted to go after the parade. They put the floats up, and then I think for like a week or a few days, you can go to the place and go look at each one of the floats and how they are made and stuff. So I've always wanted to do that part of it, like really get the detail and see how they really do the roses and stuff. But yeah, that's one of the little things that we do out here in Cali.
Sounds interesting. I guess that would be like the equivalent, like Times Square on the East Coast, which I've never done. I want to do it though, just to like check out the list, but I don't know how I feel about having to like wear a diaper and stuff, because apparently that's what people be doing. Because like, yeah, you move, you lose your spot. Like people be out there camped and it's cold AF, so I gotta like muster up my motivation to
I didn't know all of that, but maybe you should try to do what Mary said and put a TP in.
A catheter?
No, she said put a TAMP.
Oh no, I'm not.
I'm being funny and facetious, and she literally said that. And then she told Andy he should try it, and then she said, "Oh yeah,
No,
You
no,
can't.
Mary. No, Mary. That's not how that works, Mary. Oh,
I'm not even trying to do none of
I am gonna miss the Maryisms. I will say that. But
that.
hey, Kens, Happy New Year! Watching the 3-part Mary documentary tonight on TLC. Oh, it drops tonight. I thought it was tomorrow.
Thank you for
the
reminder.
We are. We're probably gonna have to do like a. We might have to do like a. It depends on how. Are all 3 parts dropping tonight, or is it gonna be like 1, 2?
A week as a yeah. They're probably gonna do it a week and give us, dangle the carrot in front of us.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We'll figure out when and how, if we're gonna incorporate it into this or do a separate thing. But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We gonna watch. We'll see.
For sure.
This episode was too much Britney heavy for me. Okay. Britney was Broadway. She being bullied this episode, as always. I feel like that's something that's never gonna change, unfortunately. But on Britney's part, I do feel like that she had a lot. She's her own worst enemy when it comes to that. At the same time, she kind of places the target on her back. Doesn't mean the ladies need to shoot at her, but she does place the target on her own back, unfortunately. Hey,
or is it on her forehead? But go ahead.
or her forehead, or her hair, or whatever. Who knows? Hey, cousin, Happy New Year. Cutie lies about her age, and Barb is giving Donna Summer.
Yes, I didn't even read that you put Donna Summers. That was my auntie's friend. And yeah, she was a lovely lady. And your hair is giving Donna Summers. Did you see in the comments yesterday? Go watch Barb's end of the year wrap up. Please go see my sis in her end of the year wrap up for the 2025 year. She dropped it yesterday. But in the comments, I put big hair don't care, baby, because come on through with the big hair.
Big hair doesn't care. Y'all better get used to it, because I've been really enjoying the big hair, and it's here to stay for a little bit. So thank you. I appreciate all the compliments. Yes, the Tournament of Roses Parade and Rose Bowl are both in Pasadena. My family would go to the Tournament of Roses Parade each New Year when I grew up in LA.
Oh, I love that. See, I love our traditions.
All 3 parts of the documentary will air tonight on
TV. Oh, that's delish.
We're gonna get into it. I don't know. We might have to pop in here this weekend or something. We will talk about it, y'all. We'll talk about it. Don't worry, because obviously it's been a long time coming. Am I going into it like feeling like, oh my God, like this is gonna be so crazy, and I can't wait to? No, I'm not. I honestly feel like it's just going to be a different viewpoint more than it's going to make me feel like, oh my goodness, Mary. But we gonna see. We're gonna see. I didn't even notice how long we were bumping our gums up here. Let's get into the episode, y'all. Opas and Outbursts. We are now moving into the next morning, and all of the ladies are arising from their slumbers, y'all. And so it goes, Miss Angie K, y'all. She literally runs smack dab into the gentleman that's bringing their breakfast up. We've seen this season that Angie is very, very accident prone. So many of us probably weren't surprised, but she when I say all the breakfast went flying everywhere, it was a complete just wipe out. Thank God though that she has lip filler galore. Bronwyn says, because Bronwyn says that her lip filler actually acted as a face speed. Was it a face speed bump? She called it or something. Shout out to her.
Seatbelt, like a seatbelt or something.
Yes. Speed bump for her face. Mary was like, Angie, did you hurt yourself again? But nonetheless, I didn't see any stitches or anything. So hopefully she leaves the mishaps and stuff to this season, because I honestly don't feel like she can't bear another bump or bruise. She just can't. Nonetheless, Lisa and Meredith, they're outside, they're having a little chat pool, and Lisa has successfully already completed her glam, so we're already ahead of the curve on that one. And she turns to Meredith, because Meredith is quite obviously in a way better spirit than she was in the previous episodes, and she lets Lisa know. She lets us know that last night, well, first of all, last night got pretty lively. Once I shouldn't say the cameras went down because there was footage of that, but we didn't see it. Everybody was drinking and having a good old time. Fine. And that episode, or when the episode concluded, I should say. And so she just wants to have fun with her friends and make memories to look back on. I don't have anything else to say about that. I'm not sure about you.
Ain't really nothing to say about that. I do want to say that the fact that Angie thinks that she is accident prone instead of saying she's clumsy is just beyond me. Because when it comes to talking about Britani all the time, it's just weird. You talk about her, and you're part of the bullying, and then things happen to you. So for me, I would either do one or two things: watch what I'm saying and watch where I'm going.
And to think, like, obviously, we both familiar with the hair industry and everything like that. It actually concerns me. Like, how was she in the salon around hot tools and stuff and scissors and shears? And because honey, like, I hope she doesn't have those types of accidents in the place of work, because that can really get dangerous. Ooh. Mm-hmm.
I think it only happens to her. I think the things that are happening only happen to her. She hurts herself. I think she's very careful around everybody else, but when it comes to her, she just go downstairs.
I feel like the finger door thing, I feel like that was the straight up, like, unfortunate, like, accident, like that. Yeah, like, it happen to anybody. It happens every day. But this right here could have been easily avoided if she was just looking at where she was walking. And I don't know. I feel like she didn't feel as, I would have felt like so terrible, like literally all the food. Like, I hate wasting food as it is. And to just see all that food on the ground, I was just like, oh my gosh.
She thought she broke her face. I didn't even understand what was going on at first. When it first happened, I just thought that she ran into him.
We don't really see him. We just see her.
Yes. Yeah. We just see the food falling and her like grabbing her face. And I'm like, well, what damn happened? And so when we hit the replay, I'm like, oh, snap, her face. And then when they show the wall, it's like jelly or something, or ketchup or something that's like spilled across the wall. I said, dang, they're making it look even worse, because I was like, was that her DNA? Like, so, but yeah.
Yeah, Kevin, we know how Kev feels about Angie K. He said, this is what Angie K gets for not paying attention. Fair. Moving right along. So the ladies they're going to be doing the iconic flying dress photo shoot that I can't wait to do one day when I go to Greece, that everybody does. I was like, okay, like, I just feel like it's at this point, you can't go there without doing it. So Angie coordinated that for them. Obviously, they all have the different dresses. Who wants this dress? I want that dress. I want orange, blue, red, yellow, purple, whatever. I'll say that in a minute. Anyway, Lisa, she doesn't quite understand why they have to keep doing activities where they have to dress up, though, because she's used to showing up on the scene looking cute already and having everybody just dying over her outfit. The only time she really cared about doing the whole dress up thing is when they all dressed up as Lisa. Go figure. So anyway, they put on the dresses and everything, and they start to do their photo shoots one by one and everything. And serving mother, Brittany's feeling like a ray of sunshine in orange, and Heather is channeling the Greek goddess of Feta. You know, I never want to. I'm never the one to just go ahead and point fingers when it comes to race and all that, y'all. But when I say that just sounded like some white people stuff, Heather, it really did. Because, what? Okay. Anyway, Meredith, she was feeling really aligned with a goddess of the sea, because of course she would be swimming around with the sturgeon and in hopes of, getting more caviar. She lives and breathes caviar and bathtubs. But meanwhile, Whitney, she's over there whispering to Heather about how Meredith is in such better spirits. She's in such a better mood. And she's wondering like how long it's going to last. And of course, Bronwyn pops her head over. And she's like, what are you whispering about? I want to whisper too. What's up? And again, they're just talking about this noticeable change in Meredith's attitude towards everything. Heather's convinced that this is just a pattern. So it'll just, she'll be back to the same old Meredith that we saw in the last couple episodes come tomorrow morning. We shall see. I don't think I really have much more to talk about with that scene other than this is just a throwaway comment, but how I feel like it's obvious that Angie still feels some type of way towards Britani. And I just don't understand though why the color orange had to catch a stray. And I'm a pink girl, y'all. Like pink is my favorite color, duh. But when it comes to orange, I feel like orange always gets a bad rap. I feel like it's an underrated color. I feel like it doesn't get the respect it needs. And I just didn't appreciate Angie saying that Britani got like the ugliest color ever or whatever, because orange is not an ugly color. If your favorite color is orange, if you're an orange lover, please raise your hand up and say you're a lover of orange, because I didn't appreciate that.
And I'm not mad at none of what you just said.
It does.
I was appalled when Angie said that she picked up the worst color, because to me the worst color was left there, and it was like that beigey color. It was a cream color. Not that was the worst color, but it wasn't. Huh?
Now I gotta look back. I didn't even.
Oh yeah, there was two colors that were sitting there, and that when they panned down, it was like a pale beige. And to me, that would have washed anybody out of their skin complexion.
On dark,
unless it would have been on Mary. Now Mary would have been pretty because it's beige and her brown skin, it would have popped okay. But literally for her to even say that, orange is a beautiful color. I have a girlfriend that loved orange, loves orange. When I worked at the salon, the last salon I worked at, my girlfriend, it was her salon. She asked us, well, she knew our favorite colors. So my favorite color is turquoise. My wall was turquoise. My girlfriend's wall was orange, and the owner, who my girlfriend Nikki, she go by Nikki Blue. Her color is blue. So when you walked into our salon, those were the colors on our walls, and it was beautiful and everything. It's just funny because we all had, like, I had a lot of turquoise stuff. There was a lot of orange stuff. Yeah, see, that beige would have been no-go in here. It was almost the color of that Louis Vuitton. It was almost the color of the Louis Vuitton shirt. It was almost the color of the Louis Vuitton shirt that Mary has on.
Earth tones and naturals and stuff like that. Then sure, you could have thrown it in there, but that wouldn't have worked with this arrangement.
And now we know what the theme is for them for the reunion, because remember we were all thrown off on the colors. I'm looking at this, I said, whoa, this looks like the reunion. That's what they did. They did these colors. They put vibrant colors in. They might have not put the same color, because I know Angie did wear red, because Angie looked good in her red.
I love Angie in red. I love her in red, like pink and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. It just came to me when you put this picture up, that I was like, oh shoot, that's the reunion. So my favorite color is what Whitney has on. That's my favorite color. But I love all the colors. Colors are just beautiful. They look and do different things to different people. And let's be clear, when Miss Britani did come out and they flipped her dress out and she did her thing, to me, she looked beautiful in that orange, and it really complemented the blue and the white behind her. So I don't know what Angie was talking about. I was like, girl, what are you talking about right now? You just feel like poking at her, and I don't understand why you keep doing that. It's the lowest hanging fruit, and it's getting old.
Yeah, again, y'all, it was not even like, I'm not up here like really losing sleep over anything like that, but I just, for a person that just has respect for all colors, I just hate when people come for that color. The only other thing I will say too, though, we obviously know Mary is a modest woman. She is a person, she usually always has her arms covered. I feel like they could have, like, I don't know. I feel like they either could have wrapped it differently, or I would have rather her have like I'm just thinking of like a old like church lady shawl, like short sleeve, like gold shawl thing or something.
A see-through shawl.
I just would have
with a big sleeve, like a closed sleeve, but the sleeve opened up and it was fluffy on her. I agree, not to cut you off, sister, because I literally was trying not to go there with Mary, but I also agree with that. I feel like not only that, but I also feel like Mary always wears gloves. So why didn't you just have on some long gloves to cover your arm up? Because that's what you usually do. And I just feel like when we got close enough to the shirt and I saw that it was Louis Vuitton and it did complement the gold in her dress, I was like, okay, it's okay. But I just feel like
I
don't know.
Visualizing that I wish she would have wore that. Don't get me wrong, if people wear this like in any other situation, I am not here for it at all. But in this situation, I feel like it would have looked so much better. But again, I understand that, she's going to dress how she's comfortable. That's not an issue or whatever. But it visually throws me off sometimes when they do it like this. I like the glove thing though too. That's
and a good you know what, sis, look at how Meredith's dress is closed up around her, so it's like giving like so she could have did that, took that off and put those gloves on. That would have been really nice.
They could have wrapped it around. Like there's other ways there's like a million different ways to wrap these types of dresses, if I'm not mistaken. Like that bridesmaid's gown that you can just like wrap like 20 million different types of ways. I feel like that's kind of what these dresses and the fabrics are a lot of times. So I feel something different could have happened, but I won't beat a dead horse. What are y'all saying in the comments?
I love what cousin said.
Yes, Angie K is still salty with Britney because of trademark. I'm just saying the same thing, Kev. Orange is one of my favorite colors. Green to brown. Brown is a
see. I think all three of those colors get a bad rap.
Brown and orange, they get the worst rap, and I hate it. Brown
and
is
green too. Yeah, I agree. I love orange. I love burnt orange on me. I love orange in the summertime because when I'm tan, baby, I will wear orange out. You hear me?
Orange.
Thank you, sis. Oh, I love orange.
Yeah, Bronwyn would have had to come up off her dress. That's my color. But I love Whitney Rose. She's a very nice woman. She's a beautiful woman too. Yes, Whitney is very pretty. The dresses collectively in the photo of this episode look better than the reunion looks. I actually just saw while you were talking, the reunion looks, the individual shots actually did come out. So hopefully we can roll through this and talk about those today too. That would be cool. I'm in a fashion mood as always.
I love that Queen J Lotus is in the building. My love, this is the one that keeps leaving all the good comments. My love is finally caught alive. I love this because, oh my gosh, I love all your comments. So welcome. Happy New Year. And now you can read the comment.
Yes, Happy New Year. We appreciate everybody. Collectively, we have 23 people watching. Shout outs to you all. The dresses, no, I already read that. She probably came for the color because she doesn't look good in it. I'm visualizing Angie would have looked good on. It's not a bad color, so I don't get it.
It doesn't look bad on anybody. It's actually a nice color.
Yes, shout outs to Queen J Lotus. I love orange. Angie just don't like Britney, and they both Scorpios. It's not ever going to be cool. And we could already tell Angie holds grudges. Now everything Brit do, she gonna diss. Kev knows, everybody pretty much knows if you've been down here before that I was a big, huge fan of Angie. I still like have a soft spot for her. I still have hope that she's going to get back into my entire good graces, but not even because of again, this is just me being like trivial when it comes to the color at the end of the day. Angie actually did something way worse in this episode that I need to actually clock her on later on. That makes me feel like, yeah, that's why I feel like, again, the season needs to wrap now on a high note, because I don't know. I need a break from Angie. Otherwise she's gonna be on my shit list for real, for real. She
is literally making Kev's points very valid. And it's making it, and it's not that I want to sway back or forth. I just feel like, ooh, I kind of see what Kevin been saying. Ooh, this is how you do me too, sis. This is why I love doing this panel with you, because we don't agree all the time, especially, and we don't make a big fuss when we don't agree. That's why you guys can hardly tell, or you guys probably can tell, but she'll always make me see something I didn't see, because I love to give people the benefit of doubt. Not saying my sister don't, but she's definitely gonna be like, but on the flip side of that, and see, I'm not flipping it yet. I literally gonna give you the good graces, and then you gotta do something to make me feel like, And so sometimes it goes over my head because you're in my good graces. So Angie, I agree. Don't get out of our good graces, because we've been really going hard. We've been windmilling for you for a little minute now with Kevin, and our arms are tired.
Yeah, I think I missed a comment, Kev. I agree. I agree. It's more so I can fully see now why Kevin and certain people feel the way they do at this point is where I'm at with her. Hey Mel, X7G. I love the fact they were kicked out of the restaurant. These women are insufferable. They cannot even go to a restaurant and avoid fighting.
Even once they got kicked out of a spa.
I heard that. Yeah. I heard that was. I heard Carlos say like that was a big deal because Carlos King, because he said like on his shows he's never nobody's ever gotten kicked out of a restaurant like on his shows, or like that's like a big deal that doesn't happen very often, that you straight up get kicked out. So I was like, wow, that was interesting. Leave it to SLC season 6 to get straight up kicked out of a place. I like the color orange. It's just different shades I won't wear because I look like a pumpkin.
Well, goodbye, good night, and you know what's cousin, that's how I feel in yellow, unless I wear it in the summertime. I am too light skinned to wear yellow. Not that I don't like the color. I love yellow.
Huh? I don't really, yellow.
I don't look red on me.
Ultimately, I'll wear any color, but yeah, yellow. No, I don't usually have a good time in yellow. I don't like how I look in yellow a lot of times. And honestly, I feel like purple, especially on darker skin, I feel like purple looks amazing on pretty much everybody. But I don't know. Sometimes when I wear purple, which I rarely do, it just, I don't know. I in later years, like I'm 110 years old, I feel like it doesn't hit the same like it once did on me, I feel.
I agree with that. I'm not a big purple person. That was my sister color. My sister Mal, shout out to Mal. That's her color. So I live like I usually just let her have purple, and I just always take turquoise. Everything was, you take purple, I take turquoise. I don't care what it is. I always have some type of turquoise around me. Like I just love the color turquoise. It's like always, you can't see it, but it's always around me. I just love my turquoise. It's I think it's because in my former life, I was a Indian woman. I was told this too, but I already knew this. But in my former life, I was told that I was a old Indian woman who weft baskets, and I said, "Yeah, that sounds about right," because I'm still weaving. I just weave hair. Yeah. So yeah. So the turquoise, the Indian, use Indian. Our what's the other word for our
American?
The Native American. So to me, I can feel that inside of me. So I think that's why I'm always around or want turquoise around me, because of that. All right, that's not here nor there. I just want to get that off my chest. That's why turquoise is one of my favorite colors. I believe just follows me.
Pink is always going to reign supreme over here. I can't outgrow it. I feel like that's why purple too. I feel like it's either like you're like a pink or purple girl a lot of times, and it's always been pink. Like
and pink opal is my birthstone, so that's always been my backup. Turquoise and pink go hand in hand together for me. I used to love to do turquoise and pink things together, and like I said, pink opal is my birthstone. So I love pink too. I try not to do it as much because I'm not girly enough. I like my, because I'm a Libra and I have a androgynous side. I'm not male identified, but I do identify with the male things on me. So pink to me is just too frilly for me. I'm not a frilly girl.
I get it. I mean, there's ways to still do it because I have my super girly days and I have my streetwear, jeans, oversized tees. This shirt actually is from the men's department, actually. So cute. I get it. Certain shades of purple just with my body type doesn't work on me. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Cousin Heather Gay was being rude. These women had great flight to New York. See Britney performance. She did an excellent job on Broadway. She actually can really sing. She can. Blue reigns supreme, but I have a lot of black clothes, but blue is my color. Yes, I have a lot of black. Free flight to New York on Bravo, money to Broadway. I appreciate y'all firing off in this chat, really do. So after the photos, they disperse, and Whitney, Mary, and Bronwyn, they want to go grab some food while the rest of the ladies head off to the spa. I don't know about you, but I know I would have done both because I am a foodie just as much as I'm a lady of leisure. But I get it. If it over at the spa, very welcoming, very calm, very relaxing. The ladies, though, they might be in a little bit of trouble because it is a quiet zone. There's an actual disclaimer up there and everything. So who's it going to be? Who's going to be the one that's the loudest, and who's also going to be louder? Meanwhile, over with Whitney, Bronwyn, and Mary, we have them having a very beautiful scenic spot that they were having a midday bite at, and they all sit down and everything, and Whitney immediately opens up the conversation to how different Meredith is being, and on the surface it does seem like a positive change, but Mary isn't so convinced, y'all. Mary's still very worried about Meredith, and just as fast as Whitney said what she said, she then goes on to agree with Mary and flip it and say that she's also concerned about Meredith's behavior. And of course, she brings up her dad again. And we know he has had his substance abuse issues. And so his behaviors, his mood swings, it's just running parallel still with Meredith and Whitney's mind. And unlike other times, Meredith wasn't really able to reel it back in like how she is. And she also doesn't have any memory of this. There's no accountability. It's just, it's something is definitely going off. And Mary actually is convinced that it is not the same Meredith that she knows. There's just it's too many highs, too many lows. It's given basically imposter at this point. But no, she doesn't say that. Mary starts to get emotional actually, and I'm not sure about you, but I instantly knew where Mary was going to take this, and where she takes it is she brings up her son and how she's been going through things with him, and she knows when he's good, when he's not good. She knows the signs. She knows when the behaviors are off and stuff like that. So I guess the situation with Meredith is triggering her so much because of what she's going through in her personal life with her son. She doesn't just flat out call Meredith a this or a that or anything like that, as much as she just explaining how how her mind is working and her thought process behind all this. She's starting to cry and get visibly emotional. I seen Whitney also try to like shed a little tear over there, wherever. I don't know, but it's just something that is coming off as though Meredith just can't control herself, and she's just showing up very differently. Bronwyn, she wasn't really saying much. She had a mean dark pair of shades on, and she was kind of sitting there being Bronwyn like, and she then breaks her silence to say that she's also worried about something. She doesn't really know how to say it, but she's like, I don't know if it was Mary, Whitney, whatever, just say it, whatever. And she goes on to say that back in January, she ran into Seth in New York, and she was with Todd. And while her and Todd were at a restaurant, Seth actually stopped them. Hey, what's up? What's going on? What are you doing here? Yada, yada, yada. And Seth actually said that he was with an investor, but it felt a little weird. And Mary's like, what are you trying to say? Like, what are you getting at? And she's like, I'm trying to say that Seth was at a restaurant with a woman. And Mary's like, shut up. And Mom was like, it really didn't jump out at her. She didn't really make any assumptions then that would draw her to believe that Seth was on an actual date. But that, coupled with these recent behaviors by Meredith, it's just very, very odd. And Meredith has been so defensive, and this is also something she can kind of empathize with, because when her and Todd weren't so good and weren't really past certain things at one point in time in their marriage, she was one that got more defensive. She was one that, was very vulnerable in those times. And it's just like, when you're in a rocky place in your marriage, it's intensified. It's something that you're going to get defensive about. And it's either with Meredith, it's either like a wall of protection or she's just completely lashing out. And Mary's like, I feel like when things are sad, it's not true. It doesn't bother you like that. And Whitney's like, so what do we do? Where do we go from here? And that's where that scene leaves off. What say you?
That was a lot to take in. what I do understand. As far as Mary being so concerned, we already saw that Mary was being concerned. We all saw it a few times, and she was trying to voice that to Meredith, and Meredith kept trying to put it off like, I don't know what you think you saw. So we already saw the pushback that Meredith was giving Mary. So now Mary's like, okay, so now I need some backup, because my friend is not listening to what I'm saying, and I'm very concerned. So I understood that. As far as Whitney, I do think that she's concerned, and her tears was more so about Mary and what Mary has to go through with her son, opposite Whitney going through it with her dad. So there's a flip of a dynamic there, but they're both saying the same thing. They both know the signs, they both see something, and they're both saying something, but it is ultimately up to Meredith to see it and say something. She has put up a wall. Bronwyn sitting on that information, especially when Britani got in so much trouble for bringing something up. I'm so concerned about that, Bronwyn. I don't know your take on things. You are calculated in the way you do things, and I don't like that. I feel like you are one of those people that take information, hold it, and use it when you want to use it as a dagger. And people like that are dangerous because don't hold on to something and then try to throw it in my face. Because when you throw it in my face, I'm going to tear you up. I'm going to tear you up because I'm going to bring up everything about you, your daddy, yes, your kids, everybody. I'm bringing them all up. Everybody going to get it. everybody, you can line them all up. I'm getting them all. So for me, Bronwyn, you just look weird. And I'm not taking away from what she's saying. I do believe she saw Seth. I do believe that her and her husband saw Red Cup Seth. And I do believe that Meredith knows something is going on, have heard these rumors, because Salt Lake City is a small place. So don't come crying to Brittany or to Bronwyn about what you heard and because I'm sure they are not the only two in this group that have heard these things about your husband. And the fact that you are doing what Bronwyn doing, sitting on it, marinating on it instead of speaking on it and saying, look, I'm having an issue. I don't really want to tell y'all the issue because I'm trying to deal with it, but I am having an issue. So if I come off cranky or I'm biting y'all head off, I'm not being myself. This is why. Just give me a little space, a little grace, and then we can move on. But all this trying to play it off and trying to act like nothing's wrong, don't come from my marriage, and how dare you, and all that shit. Don't, girl.
I'm so glad that I'm not the only person that was side eyeing and feeling like wasn't just allowing Bronwyn to pull the wool over my eyes. I wish that we could have seen behind those glasses and seen her eyes, because again, it's not, I'm not convinced that this was all just naturally the conclusion and naturally something that just ran seamlessly in this conversation. No, I do feel like I was oddly placed when you think about it. It's very befitting. And quite honestly, I feel like this is only just Bronwyn. Y'all, if you cannot fathom by now the fact that Bronwyn is only just getting started and Mama is about to be, if you guys think she's bad now, I feel like she's going to be entirely a whole new level of hell on wheels come next season. Now that she is about to be done with this marriage and all that, there's going to be no holds barred, I feel like, because they're not going to be able to come at her about her marriage or anything like that. It's going to be, everything's going to be fair and game, I feel like, with her. And this was only just a glimpse into that, because like where did that come from? Like what really made you say that? I feel like she's let it be known in episodes prior. She's let it be known that she's really only out for self, and as quick as she'll apologize and show remorse, she'll instantly flip that and tell somebody, well, basically you did it to yourself, so maybe you should have acted differently. We've seen her do that with the Meredith Whitney situation, and I feel like that's truly who she is at her core. So y'all can be fooled, but I'm definitely not. I don't feel like this was just done just solely from a place of wanting to assist Meredith, because if she did, she would have brought it directly to Meredith. She wouldn't have just let it be known in this moment, And I also feel like wait, I lost my train of thought. I also feel like she's just going to be on a whole different level with stuff. Oh, the amendments. Wasn't she the one that said husbands and families, like, let's leave them off the table, like, let's not bring them up, like, yada, yada, yada? If that's the case, you wouldn't have brought it up. Like, you literally went back on your word right here in this scene, because what you should have did is, like I just said, brought it to Meredith. If you didn't mean anything malicious by it, you would have simply brought it to Meredith, because right now it's going to make you look like you're trying to start up some shit by saying this to other people, to uninvolved parties.
I don't understand why. I'm with you. I don't understand her angle. I don't know what would make you feel like in that moment it was time to, let me fess up. It's not like Meredith was sitting there. It's like, what are you fessing up for? I don't understand. Why would you do that? And even if you feel like you're in a safe space, you could have said to those ladies, you know what, it's something weighing on me, and it's been weighing on me, and I just don't know how to come at it, because it does involve Meredith, and she's so offer rocker a little bit, if you will. So, I'm a little nervous, but, I guess I'm just going to have to do it when the time is right. But I'm trying to figure out when that is. Boom. And then that's it. Don't give them the information that you're not going to give her.
Yeah.
And, that's Bronwyn's thing, too. She'll love to confess. Oh, I was the one that said it. I was the one that told him. Or, it was yeah, there you go. So, yeah, I was me. I guess I got to go ahead and say it, and I only said it because yeah.
Pictures of her doing that. I deleted it. But yes, like we know how she gets down, and I completely agree. Bronwyn is conniving, she's cunning, she's calculated, she's all of the above, because she made sure that she didn't just come off the cuff and just throw it out there. She waited until the end so she can have brought it up under the guise of just trying to do it out of a supportive and concerning place for Meredith, when in all actuality, no, that's like you said, she couldn't wait to let that out, in my opinion. But it's going to look like it just so happened to come up in the conversation based on her responding with that instead of initiating the conversation with it.
And here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. Why wouldn't you go over to Britani when all this came up and all this stuff? And because I'm sure this had already happened. Why wouldn't you go to Britani and be like, girl, I seen the way you were thrown under the bus, and because somebody else told you something, but I also have information and I'm afraid to say something.
Right then and there.
Like you could have just, like I said, you don't have to be
on the subject then. Now we're not on the subject, so it's going to look crazy.
It is crazy. Go ahead, sis. What's the next thing, child?
Bronwyn reports too much. Talking Meredith Marks is still a married woman at the end of the day. Bronwyn is that person who will blast one comedic. Kev, we've seen her do it every single time. Just as easy as we can see that Angie is still feeling some type of way over the Britani stuff or whatever. Bronwyn also gives off verbal cues and faces and different stuff. She did at the campsite. I can't remember the exacts, but every single time she is called out for something or whatever, she gets over here like the Britani thing last season or whatever at the party. She always chooses, and even this season, every single time she is called out for doing something wrong or whatever, it's always, well, this one, and she wants to bring everyone down and into the mix with her. She does it every single time. Okay.
That's not a good trait. That's actually bad. That's that, oh, we all got caught, y'all. No, bitch, you got caught.
Barlow said she here to stay. She ain't coming up off her snowflake, and that's just what it's gonna be. Okay. Meanwhile, back over at the spa, the ladies they're pretty quiet. They're going along with the rules until Britani, of all people, emerges and she lets out like a yell or whatever, and then she begins to splash Meredith twice. And they're all like, oh my God, why would you do that? She's so immature. And Britani's like, I'm just playful. I'm funny. I'm blah, blah, blah. And so because they're like the pools or whatever, like waiting back and forth, whatever, going back and forth. And so they get out, or at that point, they're like, Heather's like, I'm over this. Like, let's get out, whatever. And they get out and they put on these robes and everything. And or should I say, Britani actually brought it up in her confessional, and I couldn't agree more. At first, I was kind of like seeing where the ladies were coming from, but in the end, I more so sided with Britani, because her whole thing is, okay, last time we were on a trip, you guys were dousing me over the head with buckets of water and everything else. So y'all feeling some type of way over this little splishy splash is, and I don't know about y'all, as much as I don't care for Britani, that's fair. Because, I remember vividly that I brought up the fact that I didn't think that was fair when they were doing her like that. And there's a thin line between fun shade, yada, 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 and going over the line. And I feel like with her, with them throwing the water on her was over the line. Them throwing her unicorn into the ocean was over the line. When we're tapping into into the territory of people's bodies and people's belongings, that's too much. I don't care how much you dislike a person. I'm never going to just take it there, because if she would have whipped around and slapped the shit out of you, Meredith, on that boat, it would have been a problem. Or if she would have thrown your suitcase over the side of the boat, it would have been a problem, Bronwyn. So I don't know. I understand where she was coming from, but she even kept it cute. Like, she didn't even cause a scene. She just was like, ah. Anyway, Heather's like, yeah, let's wrap up the scene. They go put on the robes and they're lounging, relaxing a bit. Mind you, all this is being done in a whisper. So Lisa's like, why did you get her hair wet? She just had a fresh blowout this morning. We got Angie talking about, her hair feels crazy. She's chiming in, talking about how she was it took her an hour to blow her hair out with a bad hand. And, she just had a really bad morning. And Angie, she's also chiming in, or not Angie. Angie's talking about how her hair feels crusty. Brittany's assuring them that her hair is not synthetic, because like Lisa tried to say that her hair was synthetic. And for whatever reason, Brittany's like, you guys, I find it funny that you guys are still being friends, when in all actuality, no one even asked me if my kid or Olivia texted me yesterday, and it was Mother's Day. And Meredith was quiet up until this point. And then she's like, are you really for real right now? Because the way you try to come at me about the same situation, now you're expecting like a different result. Like what? Pot me kettle. And so Brittany, she's of course like denying stuff. And she's like, well, at least you got to see your kids. And Lisa's like, hold up, no, because you are the one that admitted to putting men before your kids. That's your own doing. Like, full stop. And Brittany's like, I was just being vulnerable and self-deprecating, and she's comparing it. She's comparing that to like apples and oranges. And Lisa isn't letting up off her neck though. At the same time, Meredith isn't as well. They're not understanding her logic. And apparently there was a heated argument on the van. It's out on the way back, I guess, from the night before or whatever. I don't know when that happened, but apparently Brittany was crying and getting all beside herself because she didn't get these texts or whatever from her kids, only for the ladies to respond by saying, well, it is still early over there. So, but anyway, she was very, very emotional. And Lisa is convinced though that Brittany's crying was fake. Brittany's like, my crying wasn't fake. Heather also was like, oh no, her crying wasn't fake. I was like, ah. And Meredith, girl, you're just trying to garner sympathy and then have everybody soften up to you and allow the whole dynamic to change. And in her confessional, Brittany is like, she's just sick of walking on eggshells when it comes to Meredith. It's not fair. And in the scene, Brittany actually flips that same statement back onto Meredith. And she's like, well, did you do that same thing? Did you try to garner sympathy only to allow people to soften up on you? Like, and, it's at that moment, y'all, that the spa employee pops in and she's like, y'all, bring the voices down. People are complaining. And they're like, oh my God, sorry, whatever. And so, but they continue on the conversation. And they're still talking about motherhood and the kids and the whole, 9 yards. And Meredith winds up disengaging, exiting stage left like she typically does. And because she's not going to deal with anybody telling her anything contrary to the fact that she busts her ass when it comes to her kids, unlike you, Brittany. And she just doesn't want to be around Brittany. She's back to being the most vile, nasty person ever. And meanwhile, Heather and the other ladies on the couch are like, Meredith, come back, Meredith. And Brittany candidly says, you can leave. Only for Lisa to say, oh no, stop with using people's other lines. Like, you gonna trademark that? Like, and y'all, the poor spa employee pops her head in again to tell them to quiet down. And that's where the scene ends.
The guests telling them
Yes, the guests have been complaining.
Getting complaints.
yeah, the spa employee is coming to hush them up on behalf of the other guests, the other paying patrons that just want to have a good relaxing time at the spa, because at the end of the day, that's what spas are for. Yeah. I see multiple sides. Like I typically do on a lot of situations, y'all. I get where Brittany's coming from. I get also where Meredith is coming from in certain regards. What I don't see both sides on, though, at the same time, is what Lisa said, and I'm glad she actually was quick to say, like, no, Brittany, now you brought that on yourself. You admitted to putting your husband, to putting men before your kids. We did see Heather chime in to come to Brittany's defense real fast too. It was subtle, but it happened. But again, and also it was at this moment where I'm as much as you and I both have a love and respect for hair and all the things, I'm sick of talking about hair. I'm sick of Angie kind of making, she's not talking about grease, she's talking about hair. I don't want hair and grease to be your entire image, your entire life. And because at the end of the day, I don't care what anybody else's hair looks like or does. If I tell you, hey, your hair can use a little TLC, like maybe you should do this or do that, cool. And if you decide not to take my advice, it is what it is. It was a lot. It was a lot of unnecessary banter, I feel like.
I also feel like if you're going to talk about my hair that much, then offer me some free services. Let me hook your hair up. Let me get you addicted to my treatment.
Yeah,
let me give you the full rundown, baby. The reason why I talk about your hair so much, so you can feel what I do and how it looks, and whatever the thing is that you're trying to convey to her.
That's sisterhood.
Yeah, and you don't, the way she comes at her is the way they talk to her, to Brittany about her hair. It's getting obsessive. If you're not gonna give her like what she should do, or like I said, do her hair, then shut up. Just be quiet. You shouldn't even be worried about it. Now, as far as her sprinkling them with water, I was like, is she drinking sake? Because I was like, I feel like this is a sake moment. This is like, she's having fun. You can even see it in her eyes. She's just sprinkling them.
She's just glad to be there with a mic pack on her back. Like at the end of the day, I'm here. I'm here.
You know what it is? Brittany gives you that thing that when you're about to play a game, or we're about to play dodgeball or baseball, softball, whatever, and you have to pick your team. Brittany don't want to be the last one picked, right? And so this time, she just wants to be on the team. So for her, nobody said nothing like, "Oh God, Brittany's going with us." You know what I mean? So I think she was just in a good mood. Nobody had made her feel bad in the moment, because it always feels like they always, here come tag along Brittany, here she come. Like, grow up, y'all. Grow up. Especially if she's gonna be part of the group. And like I said, if y'all want to help her with growth and be a sisterhood, then help her. Stop acting like
ignore her.
Huh?
Or ignore her. You don't need to.
They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that. They can't freaking read, be quiet. So they don't know how to ignore her. Like,
she shouldn't have screamed, of course. Like she could have toned it down a notch. No, she didn't have to splash. But technically speaking, that's what I'm saying. Like two things can be true at the same time. She shouldn't have been screaming and splashing, but y'all also shouldn't have been dousing her water at that boat. Like, at least this time y'all were in the water versus on the water.
I mean, literally, even if, because she did tell them that, right? Didn't she go back to that? Or, when they were like, "Oh, you were splashing me," did she go back, or she didn't stand up for herself and say, "Well, y'all was splashing me"? She said in the confessional. She didn't say it to them, right?
Them. I hope that comes up at the reunion, though, or like, I mean, it's not that big of a deal, I should say, at the same time, to come up at the, but I just hope they see that. Like, are we serious?
Yeah, I didn't like that. I don't like that they really were so upset about it. Yeah, okay, your hair was blow dry, Angie. Okay, big deal. You're still throwing daggers as you're saying, my hand is hurt. It took me a long time to do my hair. That's all. And now my hair, and I know y'all worried about people peeing in there because that's what y'all talked about. So that's, if anything, that's what you could have came with. Like, you splash on water. We don't know if somebody peed in this water. We don't know what's going on. So let's be clear. It's one thing we walking around this water and everything, but splashing me wasn't the thing to do. And I just want an apology for doing it. Now, that's all you had to do. That's all you had to say, and then we could have moved on. But y'all just kind of take it too far, and then it becomes something else, and then it becomes a let's just all pile up on Britney. So I understood Heather in the moment trying to speak up for her because, yeah, there's a few hypocrisies going on. You guys were just talking.
Y'all don't take it as though Heather doesn't. She does.
Oh yeah, no, she does. That's why it was good that they threw it back at her, because you can't talk about Lisa speaking up for Meredith when you're trying to speak up for her. It's the same thing. But Whitney was trying to make a good point, trying to say, because Britney doesn't hold the same weight in this group. So Britney's the low-hanging fruit, and Meredith, on the other hand, is on the higher spectrum of it all. And everybody kind of don't come from Meredith, so it's a little different.
But then there's wrong things about that statement too, because it's like, why doesn't she hold the same weight in the group? That's what you guys want to talk about, everybody being equal and playing about these amendments. Like, it's just so. This is why we need to just wrap, y'all, and start off clean next season, because like when you're, I don't know, when you're like playing like a game, or like when you're just like cooking, when you're doing like whatever insert thing in life here, and it's just like it just got too messy, and you just need to clean the slate and then start fresh. I feel like that's where we're at this point in the season, because everybody, like, we can bring up one thing and there's going to be a rebuttal. We can bring up another thing, there's going to be a rebuttal. Y'all all just need to get it together. And not California Cutie, F Britney, sorry, not sorry. No, it's still going to always be F Britney. But at the same time, you can't say that we're trying to found, this group on these set principles, and, you treat me how I want to be, how you want to be treated, and then not do it. Like, obviously, if it was that bad at this point, then they should just stop filming with her. They should just ignore her if it's that bad. Otherwise, we shouldn't have to hear it every 5 minutes, because 9 times out of 10, other than being a shit ass mother, y'all do all the same stuff that Britney be doing.
Well, Kevin, now what you gotta say? My sister came to my rescue. I'm just joking.
Hey, y'all, thanks for the shout out. Happy New Year. I highly appreciate the appreciation. Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming through here. We always gonna show love. It's nothing but reciprocity over here. Back at the villa. Lisa, okay, I tried to rewind it. I still couldn't quite figure out, and I didn't have time to go look at my pictures. Who was Lisa checking off the reactive abuse? Like, she checked off reactive abuse on the board.
Oh.
It looked like it was under Bronwyn.
It was on the bottom. It was at the bottom.
Yeah, reactive abuse. I assumed based on the conversation, it would have been obviously Britney, but then I was like, reactive. Huh? I was somebody please let us know.
I'm laughing at Kevin. That's wrong.
I was so confused, but nonetheless, Whitney gives Heather a rundown on lunch. The steamer malfunction, it was like a whole thing, and then she goes on to say that the lunch was sad, and Heather reports like, why is this sad? Because she nosy. And Whitney explains what the conversation entailed over lunch, and how they talked about how Meredith's behavior has been an area of concern for several people. And in her confessional, Heather says she's also feeling relieved that more people are concerned about Meredith, because, again, it's been a pattern. 1 minute she's unengaged, next minute she's freaking out, and she doesn't quite understand it. So Whitney's like, I came to a point where it's like, am I going to keep chasing Meredith? I'm just going to let the friendship go. And after her lunch, she realized that she really does care about Meredith. So it was really sweet for them to all sit around and talk honestly about someone they love. I'm like, okay, Whitney, like the way she posed it was like, okay, but I mean, I guess I understand what you're saying, but you trying to make it sound sweeter than the fact that we know that this is still reality TV at the end of the day. But anyway, Bronwyn looks like a young version of her mom, Muzzy. Thank goodness for her daughter, Gwen. She is a pretty one. I prefer Bronwyn with longer hair. I prefer her for longer hair. I don't like the 3 generations of Bobs that they have going on in the family. But yeah, I want to know. I wonder what her sisters look like. I'm curious. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that. Heather and Whitney do not care what Meredith knock it off. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So Whitney trying to church it up and sound, oh, it was so sweet for us to talk about it, and I did realize I want to continue our friendship. Okay.
It's not. I think Whitney just wants to be vindicated. Like, look, I told y'all something was wrong with this girl, and I've been trying to tell y'all, and I'm getting to the point where I don't want to pussyfoot around it no more. I just want to say it and get it off my chest. And you acting weird, and this is what it is. And I guess 2 things can be true. She don't probably care about Meredith like that, but I'm not gonna let you keep attacking us or going on your highs and lows on our benefit. You're not about to keep doing that. You're going to get that together, girl. Figure it out.
Moving right along to the ladies heading out to dinner. They're making their way to the van. And then on the van, though, we get into like this tree talk from Lisa and how she loves trees. Trees are just so magical. They talk to you. They hug you. She got trees on her property. She also talks about how they have an area on their property that's for grounding. And I was like,
I flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted on this whole piece.
Flabbergasted because I know I brought it up to you guys before. I know we've talked about it, that I felt like that was the main thing lacking in Lisa's life, is that she doesn't zen out. She doesn't ground herself. She doesn't, just come back to self. But she proved us wrong, I guess. Okay, whatever. Okay, actually, no. I'll go back to say they have a place on their property for it, but do you use it? Do you use it? I'm just not going to be convinced, y'all. It's not going to easily convince me that she takes time to really be with one. I can't see it. Then Heather refers to her as a rich hippie. And then the conversation segues from like the trees and everything to Britani and her drinking and how she was throwing up every day while they were in Canawan. Lisa is just spewing all of this knowledge on how she just was so sure that Britani was throwing up and drinking and drinking and throwing up and throwing up and drinking. And Britani's like, what are you talking about? Like, it was motion sickness. Like, where is this coming from? And this is when Britani says like, or I think this is this when Britani brings up like, this line of questioning is just very odd, being as though this happened weeks ago. Why wouldn't you bring it up weeks ago rather than now? It's giving you don't have shit else to talk about. And I'm like, wrap it up. See, this is exactly why do you give a fuck, Lisa? Like, what is that? But she would not let up on it. She's like, you were drunk the entire time. And Whitney was like, what the are we doing right now? What are we doing?
I was supposed to be drunk every time, all day, every day. I was on vacation, girl. Go ahead, sister.
Honestly, the bottom line, though, too, that we're probably not talking about is at the end of the day, you can do whatever fuck you want on vacation, honestly. People get up and brush their teeth with alcohol sometimes on freaking vacations. I mean, I don't because I don't drink like that, but I'm not judging nobody. Do you?
Well, I do, and I have, especially when we went to New Orleans. I got up and drank, and when we was in New Orleans, I stayed drinking. And when I go to Vegas, I get up and I drink. I get up and I drink, and I drink all day, and I get up and drink, and I do it again. And there's nothing wrong with it, long as you're not abusing anybody or attacking anybody, it shouldn't be a problem. It didn't sound concerning. If you were so concerned, I'm with Brittany, you would have said something then. I'm really concerned. You know, I've been watching you and da da da. And you're confusing that when she got the motion sickness, and it could be alcohol induced as well. But okay, she got the motion sickness. She went over there and did what she needed to do, overboard, walked back over there. There's shots at the table. She took a shot. So y'all using that as, yeah, you were doing this, and then you start drinking again. That happened one time, and now y'all trying to link it as she's doing that all the time. Shut up. Shut up. And she's grown. She's grown. She can do what she wants to.
Brittany's trying to find out who like told her this, like where did this come from? And they don't say it, or they being Lisa doesn't outwardly say it in this moment, but we get the flashback of Meredith telling Lisa about this while Meredith is in a bathtub, of course, go figure. But at the same time, even though her name wasn't brought into the mix right then and there, Brittany does still make mention of Meredith's name when she's just analyzing the situation. She's not so easily persuaded to thinking that this just fell out of thin air. Like, Meredith must have something to do with this, but nonetheless.
The sun just came out, y'all. I don't know if I got brighter in my room, but it did. So I looked over like, oh, the sun is still wet outside, but the sun just came out. Beautiful.
It just moved over here too, I feel like.
Oh, nice.
Actually, I mean, it's the same sun, so.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you have your own sun over there in Hawaii, and I have my own sun over here in California. Okay.
That just made mess my mind up. Okay. Yes, y'all. The sun is shining. So someone wants a what? They arrive at the restaurant. Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. Thank God no one broke their neck coming down the stairs. Shout outs to Angie for wearing flats. But they go to this really nice restaurant. Something about buffalo-shaped burrata-shaped buffalo burrata. I don't know.
Buffalo burrata. And isn't that just mean to me when they said that? I was like, doesn't that just mean it's spicy? Like buffalo hot wings? Like that's the only thing I was like, spicy?
Yeah, I guess so. Spicy, like a spicy, like cheese type of situation. I assume so. Usually,
and why wouldn't you just ask?
We know that Heather seems to love cheese, so I wasn't surprised about that. Okay, thank you so much, Queen J Lotus. Definitely will see you on the playback. Kev said Lisa is lying about that tree commentary. Everything Lisa repeated was on TikTok. Literally, it was just so. With Lisa, I would have been like, Lisa, are you drunk? Because, like, what are you talking about right now? And
I enjoyed that commentary because I do love trees. I have a lot of plants in my house. I do have trees. I do talk to my trees. When my trees are in front of my window, I have a really nice green thumb. And I literally, when I go by my trees and open my windows or open the blinds and I touch them and I talk to them and, oh, hey, beautiful. Oh, and then when they about to sprout new, I touch them, and especially my palm tree because she comes up to a really nice point. Then she opens up and she's just so sweet. And so I talk to her all the time. I talk to all of them, and I've named some of them too. So I agree. But I was like, if this was how Lisa really was, it would come across in a lot of things you do. And it's not coming across like that for us, Lisa. It don't feel like you hug trees. It don't feel like you talk to trees. I'm with Heather. I think you would overtalk the tree.
Yeah, it was a very interesting conversation, guided by Lisa. And it's like those moments I feel like, ultimately it's up to production, obviously, how they want to chop up the season and feed it to us. But I do think that, no, at the same time, they can't create stuff that isn't there. So I do feel like maybe if Lisa was to lead more with that type of commentary, people would find her, that would like humanize her more and make her more digestible to a lot of different people. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it in the future. I'm not holding my breath though.
I love Mary Poppins. I'm sorry, that made me laugh. I love Mary Poppins.
I can't. I have like 2 plants right now. I had so many plants before I moved, and I still haven't gotten my bearings yet with where I want to put them and everything. I can't wait to buy some though. Why do I keep saying that? So anyway, as they're placing their orders, Bronwyn's phone starts ringing. She excuses herself, of course, and she doesn't put it on speaker, which I was like, oh, usually they make you put it on speaker, but she's over there. It's clear she's talking to Todd, and so she goes on to say that they're in the last week of the sale of her mom's house, her parents' house. It's going to be sold to one of her friends, and there's just a lot of stress with that. Todd actually flew over there to help handle some things and close up that situation, and he's been keeping her abreast of everything, but it's obviously probably like weighing on him. It's just a lot. And so, especially with her not being there, she feels super guilty that she's not there. But this is the time that people just don't see. This is the side of him people just don't see, and the side that she just loves. And he didn't have to ask. He didn't have to ask. She didn't have to ask him. He just, just jumped right to it. He's always going to pull up and do whatever means necessary when it comes to her and her family. She can always count on him for that. And it's just not a side of him that gets acknowledged enough. Do I want to stop here or should I keep going?
It sounds like you want to stop. I feel like you want to say something right here.
I mean, I feel like it's like what a lot of people probably were thinking, which is just like this. Like, I'm just the whole time I'm like really? Because I'm so sure at this point you knew you was a whole foot, like you probably had the paperwork being like actually drafted at this point. So you saying this, I'm like, it just wasn't hitting the same. And quite honestly, I feel like I would understand if a lot of people are like, she really was just seeing this through. She was just getting her affairs in order to, separate herself from him. It just,
there was a lot of things I was thinking about. The fact that, he was already being blamed or being caught on the plane, looking at pictures. So I was like, okay, so he ups and flies and he just, I'm like, girl, he might have somebody in California. It's easy for him to just up and fly and have something to go do. You know what I mean? It's not like
he was not being home. He could be his best self when he's not home.
That part. So I'm like,
time and voice note and fart and bake out with whoever the fuck he wants.
Oh no. Oh, far from me good.
Shout out to the 46 people that are collectively watching. Make sure you come on over here to our channels and hit the like button, please, and thank you. Let's wrap this last scene up. So she obviously gets off the phone with him, goes back to the table. Oh, is everything okay? What's going on? What happened? Oh, nothing. It's just, Todd wrapping up, stuff with the sale. How's your mother? Oh, she's fine. But yesterday she might not have been, in the best spirits because none of her kids were there. It was Mother's Day. It's just a lot. And though they're saved by the shots. And so they start to take these shots and everything. Yay, we're Greek for the week. Yeah, we are stepping out and we are drinking, having a good old time. Are we drinking it? Are we just throwing it back in one gulp, or are we licking it? In Mary's case, we're licking it. Even though that's like the part, the taste buds, that's the most sensitive part. Like, okay.
Not only that though, she's literally, it's probably hitting her so much faster and harder because she's literally tasting it instead of letting go into the bloodstream. So it's like numbing her mouth because she was like, yeah,
do the full motions of it.
So it's like tingling her mouth is probably numbing her mouth a little.
Avoid touching my tongue. I try to just get it down as fast as possible when I take whatever. I'm not about to be. I mean, yes, I've done tequila tastings and I've done tastings and stuff. So yeah,
Me
but
too.
like, why are we okay?
Look at it
What?
like a damn frog.
I was so confused. Anyway, so yeah, they take the shots and everything. Everything is cool, but you know what's not cool? The fact that Britani is still on this alcohol thing, and she just wants to know who's been talking cash money ish behind her back when it comes to it. And Lisa's still trying to dance around it, only for Meredith to say with her full chest that she's the one that told Lisa because she heard it. But only for her to then shrug and say that she heard it through the grapevine. Huh? And like Brittany's like, so who is this little mystery birdie that's been chirping around talking about me? Was it possibly my roommate? Pan stares over at Bronwyn. And Mary is, mind you, Mary's down there talking about, why are we talking about throwing up? Oh my goodness, like, here we go. And Meredith, she's refusing to spill the beans. She's dancing around it, and only for her to say in her confessional that Bronwyn actually was the one that said it, like AKA the roommate. And Bronwyn's like, no. Here we go with the semantics and in the calculatedness. Bronwyn's like, no, I didn't say it like that. I'm not going to take credit for saying that, because what happened was Meredith came to her and said Britani was throwing up, or asked, so Britani was throwing up on the boat. And did you see this? And Bronwyn was like, of course I saw it. We were together. We shared a bathroom. Bada boom, bada bang. And there was no insinuation that she was drunk. She was drinking and throwing up. Meredith said, I've seen her drinking and throwing up. And all Bronwyn said is that they shared a bathroom, period. And Brittany's like, that's not cool. She didn't speak to Whitney for weeks about what she said, and as far as the pill popping, drinking, whatever. And, now she's basically doing the same thing to me. True. And so Heather, she always has to interject. She always has to put her voice in the mix. And she starts to take up for Britani she starts to take up for Britani a bit. And it's because, she doesn't judge and what have you. And then we have Lisa admitting to outing it. And I'm just like, so it was like a game of telephone. It just came back, and now it started with Lisa. And then we have Whitney saying, these are really serious accusations and whatnot. Like, don't just joke about that, because Lisa's whole thing is she said alky, not alcoholic, to kind of, lighten the blow, so to speak. But before we know it, then we're talking about all of Britani's accomplishments and talking about how she's done the Mistletones and she's been on Broadway and et cetera, et cetera. And this is being said by Heather and in so many, not even so many words. She literally says, she's probably more accomplished than all of us. Whoa, don't go there. We got Bronwyn talking about, why did you say it like that? Why did you pose it like that? We got Lisa beating her chest because, Lisa's always going to go up for Lisa and talk about what she's done. Beat it to heal this, beat it to heal that, Sundance. We got Meredith down there who is so offended. She's popping her chest and she's talking her shit down there. And we got Whitney over here who's like, I just find it so comical that you guys are really getting so upside down right now over that comment, when it's just like Britani of all people, like, we're really gonna sit here and be so perturbed over the fact that Britani's more accomplished than us, when that's probably not true at all. Like, come on now. And this is where Heather again tries to take up for Britani, and I think it was Mary. Yeah, Mary was like, so you're her mouthpiece now? Like, what's up with that? And Heather's like, no, I just, don't like the dog piling. I don't like the pylon. And Mary's like, yeah, because it's definitely giving mouthpiece. And you mentioned it before, but it all comes down to the fact that on one hand, we've had these conversations of how Lisa's always jumping in when it comes to Meredith, and they've asked Lisa to stop doing it, but it has a different tone when it comes to Heather doing that for Britani. and who was it? Oh, it was Lisa. Lisa felt like some type of way over what was said, and then so her and Whitney start going back and forth at this point. And Lisa actually reaches her hand over, you know, they can never keep their body parts and stuff. When they see a dinner table, it's like, whoa, like they can't control themselves. Somebody's gonna jump up, somebody's gonna do this, somebody's gonna do that. And when Lisa does that, her wine glass knocks over onto Whitney, and she's like, I didn't do it on purpose, or whatever. But then they still keep going. And before we know it, we got the employees talking about restaurants closed. You gotta get up out of here. And they're like, whoa, like what? Bronwyn's like telling Angie, like, no, like they're saying we have to go. Like they're saying it's closed. Like he's like, please don't let the door hit you on the way out. Don't forget shit. Get the stepping. Like, you know, just we don't want it here. We don't need y'all here. Please. All money and good money, get going. And like we got Angie saying, like this is my country. Like, how embarrassing. And in the end, old boy was like, thank God they left, because we're not that up in here. I will jump in first because that's the last thing I mentioned. This comment by Angie talking about this is my country, yada, yada, yada. That was like the most arrogant thing I feel like she could have said, because at the end of the day, Angie, he's like Greek through and through. You're Greek American as far as I'm concerned. So for you to try to jump up and throw in his face like, oh, this is my country, yada, yada, yada. No, you're a fucking American. Like, and this is exactly why they don't like so many people don't love when Americans come and visit their countries, because the sense of entitlement that you had to sit there and try to use that as some type of credibility or some type of scapegoat as to why you guys can just be there and act any type of way. Like, I get you're embarrassed, but please then take that up with the group or whatever. Don't try to make it my country. Like, excuse me? Tacky as fuck. And that's why I'm totally okay with people eating you the fuck up on X about it. This is what I was referring to earlier when I said it's gotten to her head. Like, she's showing up differently. And I hate that for her, because I do think she started off very strong in previous seasons and stuff like that. And I do think she has a lot of redeeming qualities and makes for a good housewife, unlike Kevin. But when she does shit like this, I don't, what? Like, I literally, like, I
feel like you let your friends disrespect your country. Since you so think that's your country, you should have definitely checked all of them, because already they were disrespectful at the spa. So with that being said, you should have definitely been like, hey, I'm not getting kicked out of this restaurant. You guys gonna have to calm down. We're gonna have to dial it back. Let's wait till we get back to our villa, and then we can have this discussion. But for right now, let's eat and be merry, and let's sip on this cocktail we got. So yeah, I definitely, Angie didn't need to say that. I'm glad that the guy still kicked them out, even though she thought she was gonna speak in Greek to him and let him know no more 5 minutes. He's like, no 5 minutes. You get up, get your stuff, don't forget your food, whatever you're taking with you, get your doggy bag, get what you need to get. And it was crazy because they started laughing. Well, a lot of them were laughing about it, and I was like, that's not funny. Like, to get kicked out of some restaurant, that's weird. Like, and y'all on a show getting kicked out. Like, this is something that's gonna live for a long time. So
did they get to eat their entree?
I don't think so.
Like appetizers. I've seen them bring out something, and then they had stuff on their plate, but I don't know if they got to. I don't know.
Yeah. That was crazy.
I like that you said, yeah, like you allowed your friends to disrespect your country before anything. I couldn't agree with that more. I did not like that at all, Angie. I also didn't like the fact that Lisa being so hypocritical and trying to water down her statement by saying, like, I said alky instead of alcoholic. Bitch, that doesn't make it any better. You know that was bullshit. And again, that ain't sisterhood. That ain't abiding by the amendments. You know what else isn't abiding by the amendments? Heather lying in y'all's faces. Because yes, I do think this is true. She did make that comment intentionally to trigger the other ladies, knowing how Meredith, specifically Meredith and Lisa are. I feel like maybe and Angie too. I will say them three especially are not going to just let something like that, the opportunity, pass them by, to be shaded like that. I mean, at the same time though, as much as we don't like her, I get it, y'all. But Brittany does seem to kind of have. That's one area that surprisingly Brittany does seem to have together, which is her professional life and having done different singing engagements and stuff like that. Like, she does seem to have that together by herself. So, I mean, maybe it's true. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to be offended though. I mean, I'm just going to think that you're saying that just to make her feel better in the moment. I'm not going to take that as shade, because at the end of the day, I know what the fuck I've accomplished, and I don't need anybody to tell me anything about myself. So I would have been like, okay, whatever. And I also didn't appreciate, Heather talking about, she's like pylons. Heather, you're the same person that rallied everybody around on that goddamn beach 2-3 seasons ago to make sure you got everybody on board with taking out Monica. So stop. And I mean, I guess that was different. You know, I really don't see it for Gunica Garcia, but let's be real. And even in, what was that, 2 episodes or when they were on the boat or whatever, didn't Heather ask Whitney, like, oh yeah, go get Meredith or whatever, to try to get her on her side on how she was going to approach Lisa or something like that? She went and she got Whitney, and she was like, oh, blah 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 blah, go get Meredith to try to get Meredith on their side with how they're going to bring up these issues with Lisa. Like, so stop.
And Meredith shut that down. Meredith shut all of that down. I was like, ooh.
At the table, she was like, no, I ain't falling for that. So and again, you will never beat these allegations. So let's not be dense. And also, again, yeah, Angie with that comment, it was so many things. And Whitney also talking about, oh, that's serious, pill popping, You're the reason why this is even a topic right now. You brought that up episodes ago, for like 6-7 episodes back to back. You were the first person to call anybody a pill popper or to try to draw type of parallels to that. So this is what I mean when I say everybody got their shit with them. Wrap it up.
Kevin, dang, you said that outside out loud. Ooh,
I'm not surprised, you know, to each his own. Respect anybody's opinions, even if they're wrong opinions. But I just again, everybody had to come around and get their lashings in this season, or in this moment too. And I also, even Mary too, it's just like, oh, you're her mouthpiece or whatever. It's like, I mean, if that's what Heather wants to do, that's what she wants to do or whatever.
Here's my other thing. I'm glad you brought that up, because I really feel like everybody was trying to say, yeah, she needs to fight her own battles and she needs to like have her own mouthpiece. What do y'all think she's been doing? And y'all keep shutting her down, like basically bringing in her tears. Like, I mean, she's trying to get it together and she is trying to speak up. But when it's more than one of you guys, if it's just 2 of you guys, that's too many.
I mean, but no, go ahead.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, literally, Brittany is the newcomer. Brittany does things that we all can say, you know, it's kind of, I don't even call her airhead no more, but, you know, the fact that she had to go back and say, oh, yeah, no, you were calling me stupid and that type of stuff. Like, why would y'all do that? Why are y'all belittling her? Even if that's how you feel, keep it to yourself. If you don't have nothing nice to say, just don't say nothing, and it's okay. And at one point,
it's just gonna make them bad,
right? And at one point, Meredith, you said you was gonna stop talking to her. You don't really need her to be your friend, and yada yada yada. But here we are. here we are again on the let's get mad at Britney. And we also do know that Britney is trying to build her new relationship with her daughters, or at least the youngest daughter. We saw her at the in counseling. She's put Jared on ice. So she's trying, and it's difficult when you've been doing something so long, and so for them to be like, yeah, well, at least you the one said that you put your kids, men before your kids. Yeah, I did do that, and I was being vulnerable, and I need some help with that. So for you to throw that in my face, is like, well, dang, should I share anything else with you? Because if I do, you're gonna throw it back in my face.
At the end of the day, it's not as I don't trust me, y'all. I don't agree with it. I think it's whack as fuck how she even got in that situation, how she even allowed herself to be in the ain't shit mother zone. Like, I'm not giving her no excuses about that. But at the end of the day, they want to talk about Mormon church and the faith and all this stuff. At the end of the day, she's going to take that up with somebody when she, perishes away and stuff like that. So I'm gonna let that be that. At the end of the day, especially when we got a job to do. I do still think she does make good TV and everything. And at the end of the day, I said what I said. So I'm not just going to continue to beat a dead horse. Like, I'm going to just ignore her then if she's that, like, she's not going to get a reaction out of me at the end of the day, because then that says more about me than the person. That's how I feel when it comes to her at this point. And also, and the Mary too, like, you're like, oh, our mouthpiece are like, you have all these issues with Britney too. And I get it. But at the same time, I don't, because I'm like, you felt like she was dealt a bad hand and she was done wrong when it came to Meredith and the plane and all of that. But now you're not seeing that she kind of was a little bit done wrong in this situation, because Lisa just randomly calling her an alcoholic, that's not cute either. Like, I feel like objectively you should not be okay with that either. So there's been times where Mary has chimed in as the voice of reason in the group and stuff like that too. So it's okay for you to chime in and be the voice of reason and identify when somebody's being dealt wrong. But even though I do agree with, the fact that, there is manipulative scheming, she probably did that not from a genuine place. At the end of the day, if I see somebody being dealt wrong or whatever, like, I'm gonna speak up and say that's just not cool. If nobody else is doing it, I'm gonna sit here and be like, Actually, I'm not gonna wait for somebody else to do it. I'm just gonna naturally be like, this is an open forum. We're all in one group. Like, that person, you shouldn't be treating her like that. Period. It don't matter who it is. But I guess that's too regular. I don't know.
I had another point to make. I was trying to remember it. When it came to Bronwyn and her not speaking up and saying, oh yeah, I was the one, I didn't say it quite like that, but I was the one that shared that with Meredith, that I share a room with you. I did see you. How whatever the dialogue was with her and Meredith. Instead of her saying something then, and she said, she wasn't going to speak up. Do y'all agree that was the right thing to do? One question. And then two, don't y'all think that is the same thing that happened when, I don't want to lose my train of thought. It's like that happened already. It's just like a flip side of when you told about Whitney. You said, well, I was the one that told, shared that with Meredith, and, about whatever she shared with, when she came to, well, I only told one person. And when he said, well, and Brom was like, well, yeah, I was the one that said it. I'm just feeling like, well, you were okay to say it then. Why you didn't say nothing now? Why you didn't just say, yeah, we had a discussion and this is what was said. Instead, she said, I'm not going to say anything, even though I'm getting a bad rap, and I didn't even say it like that. Why wouldn't you just clear it up right then? And that's the type of thing that we're talking about. Bronwyn pick and chooses when she wants to clear the air or use it at another time to like put in her back pocket. And I just didn't agree with that. I think she should have spoke up and said, yeah, Meredith, if you're talking about when I would told you whatever I said, you're completely saying it wrong. You're taking out of context. And I just felt like Bronwyn should have checked her on it right then instead of saying, yeah, I don't know. That's not what I said. So I'm not gonna say I'm not about to fess up for it because I didn't say it. Well, say what you said so we can have Britani stop asking around who's the one that said it when everybody's looking around when we know it's you. You're the only person that is in the room with her. So it had to be you.
She was being willfully ignorant on purpose that time. Brahma was. I'm not surprised by that. She was acting like she didn't know what was being talked about, but she knew exactly what Meredith was getting at. Just like I feel like it's interesting that again she's bringing up this whole Seth thing and all this stuff, and knowing how bad Meredith got on that plane allegedly and stuff like that. It's just very interesting that wouldn't you then maybe if you're above the drama and don't want to keep things cool, wouldn't you not then bring that up, being as though you know how like she is about her marriage and how she is about these things? Like if you're so concerned with her and her well-being and her mental health and all those types of things, I would think as a concerned friend you then wouldn't bring up the possibility of Seth being out with another woman in fear that she would react again like how she did on the plane. Duh. Oh wait, oops, I forgot. Bronwyn wasn't on the plane, so she really probably doesn't give a fuck. Right. She don't care. It's a lot. It's a lot. Then Bronwyn tells Whitney she should have not said anything if she did not want Meredith to know. This was mentioned a few episodes. Yeah, that's what I mean when she flips it. It's like, sorry, like da. Oh well, you should have mentioned it if you didn't want her to know. Oh, okay. Excuse me, Bronwyn. But that's all I got on this. We can quickly touch on these reunion looks if you would like before we get out of here.
All right, let's check it out real quick.
Yeah. Let's see if I can actually work my computer today. Okay, we're good. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, move. So, to say, yeah, inspired by their late season cast trip to Greece, the snowflake holders stepped out in their finest pastel and jewel tone dresses for the RHOSLC season 6 reunion, which filmed in NYC on Thursday. Whatever. The women addressed the drama in their finest Greek goddess-inspired gowns. Brahma, Mary, Whitney, and Britani all opted for pastel-colored gowns in yellow, turquoise, and light pink hues. Meanwhile, Angie, Heather, Meredith, and Lisa all opted for bold, jewel-tone gowns featuring gorgeous draping, curve-hugging satin fabric, and serious slits. Okay, whatever. I don't need to read all that. Here's the group shot. Again, y'all, to this very moment, I really still haven't locked eyes and really analyzed this picture. So I'm seeing it for real for the first time, just as well as you all are. How are we liking them as an ensemble?
Not liking it as an ensemble.
Okay, I just need to make sure it wasn't just me.
It's not pleasing to the eye. The two dark colors in the middle, the greens, the yellow and the green, and then this. Like I feel like Whitney should have been in between the two brown burgundy colors. And I feel like it should have been like Angie, then one of the burgundy colors, then Whitney, then Lisa, and then going into that yellow, and then going into that light green, and then going into the dark green. So because it's not pleasing to the eye the way I'm looking at it, it's just not pleasing to the eye.
I don't think because it's a couple hits and a whole lot of misses for me. So yeah, I'm not enjoying it full on like this. Yeah, it doesn't.
I get it.
Yeah, maybe I'm just biased. Maybe I just really just appreciate not monochromatic. Yeah, maybe I just appreciate one whole color for everything. I don't know. It's not it's not what I wanted to see. But anyway, can you see this, or should I? Let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. So first up, we have Lisa. Lisa's giving pretty much a similar outlook to what she gives every season, I feel like. This is just her silhouette. And honestly, after seeing what we saw as far as like what's going on with her legs, I feel like that's why she now gravitates towards this type of a long silhouette. I like the color. Like, she doesn't look bad in my opinion, but I feel like she always gives this. Yeah, it's same hair, same silhouette, same everything. What does it say as far as her? I love my look so much. Lisa told the Daily Dish as she got ready for the reunion. Glam inspired by Kim Kardashian. Morgan Miller is here doing my makeup. Brooke Raymond is doing my hair. I'm wearing a gorgeous fitted Alex Perry dress with a Stephanie Gottlieb amazing vintage gold choker with diamonds. It's insanity, but I love my whole look. It's very Lisa Barlow. Listen, I'm a New York girl, she added. We do simple chic. We don't do exaggerated prom. That's a lie. Being from the East Coast and being from like the tri-state, we like definitely are overdressers, if anything. We've not seen like those pages on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like that of just like, what are New Yorkers wearing? People just to go get coffee 2 blocks down the road are in basically full on chinchillas and ball gowns. So what, Lisa? Okay.
Well, maybe just not her. I like the way she looks. Hair always looks amazing. I'm shocked she's not playing in it on the picture. I do like the slit in the dress. It's making her legs look smaller. I don't have a problem with her thick legs. She has short legs, so she has a thicker leg and she doesn't really have an ankle. That doesn't bother me. It's funny because I have such a long ankle and too much ankle. I wish my legs were shorter, and I always felt like I could take this much of my ankle off and I would like my legs. But so for me, I don't care about her legs being thick, and unless it's something that's wrong. Now, if that's something wrong, and her legs are swelling up for something else, I don't like that. But as far as when they show her and she has thicker ankles, or she doesn't really have an ankle, it just goes in from her calf and down to her foot. Hey, that's just how it is for her, the dress looks amazing on her. She looks great. She looks great. And her tan looks great this time, because I remember there was a time when her hands and everything was not the right color. So her tan looks really good. I like the turquoise door behind her. The color does look good on her. That wine color. It's pretty. She looks pretty.
Yeah, I love the color. Like, it's not bad. Like, I would wear this entire look, but
me too.
You've seen her in? Of course not. Right. Yeah, I just meant like I feel like maybe she does gravitate towards these longer gowns and stuff like that. Maybe if it is a medical thing, maybe it's because she's a little bit sensitive when it comes to that or whatever. Maybe she just feels comfortable like that. Lisa's always going to show up how she feels comfortable at the end of the day, y'all. So not surprised there. Who do we have next?
And she's very good for tooting her own horn.
But. Oh, of course. And we have Mary. I love the color.
I wore this color to prom. My prom dress but I didn't go to my prom. I was in the 10th grade. I went to my boyfriend at the time's prom, and this is the color I wore. I love this color too. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say that. Go ahead.
I don't love it. I feel like it's more suited for what she does on Sunday mornings versus a reunion more so. She does have the gloves. Like you said, she loves her gloves. But I don't love it. I can't even really see what's all going on at the top because of her hair. Wait, let me. No, still can't see. It just looks. I don't like the shape. Really, it's just fabric to me.
At the bottom, it looks like it's a pantsuit, but I know it's not. But it's like that. It's just so much fabric. It's not fitting, or I don't know. The bottom looks so weird. I like the way it's fitting around her waist and on her, on her hip and silhouette. I like the way it looks right there, but everything else just looks like it's too big. Not frumpy, because I don't want to use the word frumpy, but it just that sleeve is a little too big. That part where it's like she pulled her shirt out a little bit. I don't like that either.
This is like choir gown. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's almost given like exactly like she singed put a singe on the gown, on a gown, or on a what's the choir's robe. The choir's robe. Yeah.
I'm not here for it. Go ahead.
I know she loves her gloves, but I don't think she needed the gloves.
No.
She didn't need them for this dress. But hey, that's her thing, though. That's her thing. And it's too much hair. Like, I wish she would have pulled one side of her hair back off her shoulder. Like,
and I wish she curled differently and layered a little bit differently. I don't like it.
And that pose is a little ill. I wish they would have like put her on that stair, put one foot up on the staircase and look back at us. But that's just me.
I don't like it at all. I love my dress. It's beautiful. I love the color and I love the simpleness of it, but yet powerful. Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God. I'm wearing a teal dress with gold jewelry and with gold jewelry and gold shoes. Heather said backstage of her Grecian inspired look. Everything came together in the last week. Yes, it looks like it came together in the last week. Color is cool. I'm not ever going to hate on Grecian designs or anything like that, but this is a no for me. I want to take the sleeves off so bad, or the sleeve.
It looked like a cape. She should have made it. She should have pushed those sleeves back and made it look like a cape behind her. Then it wouldn't. So we could see her arms. I feel like she's trying to cover. This would have been something that Mary should have had on. I think it would have complimented Mary way more better. She wouldn't have to wear the gloves. She would have been just enough. It just would have looked better on Mary.
Maybe this was the type of sleeves Mary needed for the freaking
Yes, and yes. This is what I'm talking about. See through. The color would have been still pretty, but covered everything up, but still see through enough where you can see that it's see through. But you see that her arms are still green, so it wouldn't have been like see through, but just enough to give you just the peekaboo. So yeah, this is not flattering on. Oh, I'm sorry to get close up. I hope I don't. Is her hair cut or is it pulled back? I think it's cut.
I think it's back. I'm pretty sure it's back.
Okay, because she does love her hair long. If it was short, actually, she would look cute with her hair short like that. If it was just like a little bob, not saying she has to, but if it was a bob, from the way I'm looking at it, it looks like a bob. But it's also the trees behind her too. So, but yeah, I'm with you.
I give it a 5 out of 10, and that's being generous.
Yeah, probably. I don't want to. Yeah, no. And then she said it's teal, right? So it's giving green to me. So yeah, I think it probably look better in real life or in real time.
Yeah.
And in the picture, it's just not giving it to us.
Yeah, it's giving a 5 out of 10. Next up we have.
Oh, I love. She's my favorite.
I love when she wears red and bright pink too.
I love the red lip.
I love all the red accents. Look, I was kind of overthinking it at first and wanted to do something super Greeky, Angie explained. And then I just decided I'm going to do red. I'm glad.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Maybe she read the comments. I love it.
Hair looks amazing. Just looks so soft and shiny.
I would
and
give
pretty.
it a 9 out of 10. I would, because
The pose is nice.
I like the flowers in the back too. Like,
wait, is that a pleated? Is it pleated? And then she pulled her leg out to make the pleat not look so pleated. It looks like the dress at the bottom is pleated.
Yeah, I think
so.
I
like that. That's so pretty.
Yeah, I'm here
for it. It's giving texture. It's giving texture. I like the way that looks. It's very pretty.
I like the understated, like, jewelry. Like, yeah.
And I like the way they put the cascading roses behind the cascading flowers behind her with the turquoise door still and that curtain. All of that looks good. But is that a purse behind her? Because if it is, piss me off.
Oh, that's a light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right there. Got you. I'm gonna say.
No.
She's my favorite so far.
Yeah, me too. Meredith Marks. I actually really like this color. I don't hate it.
Is that plum?
Yeah, burgundy or like like a deep. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Except like at the top, it just looks like a lot of like me because the hair is on it and then the dress, and then I don't see any skin. Like I would have maybe liked to see it opened up a little bit more at the top, maybe. But I don't hate it. I like the color. I like sparkles, so, and I like the texture on the dress.
I think it's a little too dark for her. She's already the ice princess, ice queen, and it's giving cold to me. I do like the color. I just don't think in this setting it was the right color. I feel like she should have went with something. You know what? Meredith looked really good in her confessional when she has on that turquoise, and her eyes look really, really turquoise. So I'm feeling like her color is more of a turquoise color, but the specific turquoise or a specific blue, green, blue. If you see her in that confessional, her eyes are the same color. I was like, "Ooh, girl!" So like this color is just too dark and drab for me. But I like the color, just not on her. And she doesn't look bad or anything. She looks good. No. I just don't like the color.
Maybe I wanted her to be lighter hair or something. Like it's too much dark. Like right,
too much dark. Yeah, it's no regular monotony. Yes.
Yeah.
And then it's also giving me. This is about to make me laugh. It's giving back in the day. My oldest kid is 30. She's about to be 34, right? So when she was a kid, fruit roll-ups was the big thing, right? And so she's giving me fruit roll-up, and my kids used to wrap it around their finger and eat it like. She looks like their finger wrapped up in a fruit roll-up.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I see.
It could be worse. It could be worse.
It could be.
Meredith and her hairstylist explained the Daily Dish backstage that they went for a loose wave vibe on the hair and stuck to their usual routine for the makeup look. My makeup doesn't vary all that much. It's pretty much neutral tones and soft, but not too heavy.
I think she needed a slit too. She needed a slit. I needed to see a part of her leg.
I would like
to see it all wrapped. She just looked wrapped up.
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
We were just talking about yellow.
Hair. I love the long
hair. Is amazing. You know I love a mermaid hair. She should have on blue too.
I don't hate the color at all. I do think just around the hip, like the way it's structured around maybe the hips and stuff, it makes her look a little wider than I feel like she is, like right around the hip area and stuff like that. How it lays. I wish it was more fitted around there.
I wish the dress was the same color as her shoes. I think it would have popped way better.
I don't like the shoes. I don't
like the shoe, but I like the color of the shoe. I like the color.
Soft yellow. I like the soft yellow. I think.
I like the soft yellow too, but I just feel like it. I just wanted them to be more vibrant. I just feel like more vibrant how they were when they were in Greece. That's all.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Especially in the cast in the full cast photo, it would have been nice to see like more pops and stuff. But I think it's cute other than those things. What does it say? Bronwyn went for a light reference to a Greek goddess in her second ever RHOSLC reunion look. We just decided for really big hair because of all the secrets and receipts I'm bringing out to the reunion. Oh,
wait a minute. Is she gonna be like Auntie Whitney, Wendy Williams when she used to pull out her pull it out her paper and open it up with the basically one of my favorite things to see Wendy Williams do.
That's the thing. Oof. Okay.
Her hair is beautiful. I like her hair. I'm sorry, and they make her look younger.
I do too. It does. Whitney Rose. Okay, so Whitney, this dress is very fun, girly. So I just wanted to change it up this year and be a little more elegant. Whitney told the Daily Dish backstage, I know it's going to be a bloodbath today, so I want to make sure I look like a queen. Okay. It's giving like I would have liked to see maybe a brighter color or something, because it's just pretty, you know, it's just pretty, but it's not like, ooh, like now that I want a copy and paste of that on my body. Like, it's not making me like, ooh, like she is serving. It's just
giving wedding. It's giving wedding guests or you know, or bridesmaid. It's giving me bridesmaid vibe. I don't know if it's her hair that I don't like. I feel like she should have some cascading curls, loose curls, pinned up, kind of like how my hair kind of looks, but like it pinned up with curls. I don't know. I just feel like with all this shoulder and stuff, I just feel like some curls pulled, cascading down, and all of her hair pulled up with them curls would have been so pretty to me. And I just feel like it's with the background, the whole thing is like whitewashing her out. It's like I like her tan, but thank God she got the tan. I'll say that. I love the tan, but it's just the color is just like going with the wall and the ground, and
it's flat. It's like a pretty flat tablecloth for a tea party. Like, it's not.
Thanks, Kev, for joining us. And yes,
thanks.
Kid said I can't stomach these reunion looks. It's just too much. I can't do it. And I agree. It just felt flat for us. It felt very flat.
Hey, Nani, happy New Year.
Hey, Nani. Yeah.
I'm good. Like, I'm good. I don't have Brittany up here, but again, I'm not like, ooh, no, I'm not that moved. It just, I don't know. It gives, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I just can't stop saying I don't know, because it's just not. It's just there's so many things that are off, and the ones that are completely like can just show up and not change anything and I'd be cool with are really just Angie, Lisa, and my niece is Bronwyn, I guess. Even though, like, I don't, again, like, love how it's fitted around the hip area.
It almost looks like it's a two-piece, and it's not. And that's where I'm having a problem. It's not a two-piece, and it looks like it.
Like, I don't have to change anything about Angie and Lisa to be cool with. I want to snatch those sleeves and off Heather and like do some magic real quick. I want to snatch the top off and like snatch a slit.
I just want to switch people's clothes. I want Mary to have on Heather's outfit. I would love for even Meredith Bronwyn to have on what Meredith has on. It would have been pretty to me. But I'm with Kev. It's just not giving. The only person that's giving to me, and it's because she got the brighter dress on, is Angie. Because to me, even looking at Lisa right here, it's just not. And then you know what I do like about Lisa? Lisa looked tall. She looked elongated on this. I'm like, okay, girl, but other than that, I just
Meredith looks like mother of the bride here, almost like she's posing with her new daughter-in-law or something. Like, it's not, and maybe even the face and the pose. Whitney just like it's nothing that catches my eye really with this other than really Angie and Lisa.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all she wrote, y'all. That's all I got. We definitely appreciate you guys bringing in this first day of the year with us to talk some reality TV, to talk some Salt Lake City Housewives. Yeah, I appreciate you. Definitely be checking out the Mary 3-part series tonight. Figure out when we're going to come back and talk to you all about that. But regardless, we'll of course be back next week to talk about the season finale of season 6. I enjoyed you. I enjoyed talking, doing all the things, and yeah, that's all I got.
Same here. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you guys are subscribed to both our channels. Make sure you guys hit the like button on both of our channels because we are streaming live from both channels. Thank you, X, for joining us. We always appreciate you guys for doing, coming over here and do what y'all need to do. Thank you for everybody that was in the comments and keeping the chat moving. We really appreciate that because that's what gets us in the algorithms. And Happy New Year. And to my sis, happy anniversary. Your 7th anniversary to your husband was yesterday. So happy anniversary to you and my brother. And yeah, we see you guys next week on that season finale.
Yes, we will. Bye, y'all. We'll see you then.